ঠিক আছে. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Good evening. And it is my pleasure and honor to welcome all of you to the first Bangladesh Coaching and Mentoring Convention. And I'm super excited about today because the speakers that we all have lined up are a literal who's who in Bangladesh. If talking about mentoring, if you're talking about facilitation, you're talking about coaching, this is like the who's who in Bangladesh. And I'm feeling scared and in awe. I'm very excited to listen to everyone. I look forward to all the fantastic topics that I've already seen that they're going to be talking about. So my ears are peeled and I have my notebook ready. And before we begin, I believe our founder, Sabnam has a few words to say with regards to DLeader before we start with our speakers.
Thank you so much, Appa. Today is truly a festive mood, and I'm welcoming all of you.
You are on mute, Sabnam Appa.
So kind of you, Kaji Bhai, and everyone. Kaji Bhai, welcome everyone today in our first festival of DLeader that we are going to do together. First Bangladesh Coaching and Mentoring Convention 2025. This is a program, actually, you can all say that we all dream together, but we were one step behind when to start. And today, with all of you, we take these steps and we are working together to build our country. How? We are gonna make a new community in this group in our country. Hope that with the help of coaching and mentoring, we are gonna change the people development strategy of our country. Most of you are prominent coach and mentors in our country behind all of your identities, and you all have inherent coaching self. You all have inner coaching self. So together we are going to nourish this self within these 2 days, and you all can see this is our agenda for 2 days. And most of us know what is coaching, that coaching is a journey of thought-provoking, and it's a partnership for the people, client, to maximize their personal and professional potential. And mentoring, it's a knowledge sharing, expertise and skill sharing process. So in worldwide, coaching, it's sort of $5.34 billion market. You all can see it's a huge market where in Bangladesh we just started, and you all will be happy that most of our coaches, like we all have 6 credited coach, and without accreditation we have most coaches who are doing coaching and mentoring services worldwide. So it's a very good opportunity for us to hold this opportunity and to grab this power. And throughout this 2 days journey, we are gonna find out why this is important, and we are gonna break some myths, but not at a time. Within these throughout 2 hours, we are gonna break this myth. So first myth I gonna share, that most of people ask me, is coaching center? So coaching and tuition center, that's actually tuition center. And Saifur's mentors, they all are tuition provider. Coaching and mentoring totally different. How it's gonna different and why it's very much valuable than other prominent sector, our honorable guest speaker gonna share their story and journey. So let's not wait for a moment. I'm gonna share now. I'm gonna invite Shaila Appa. Please invite our first guest and continue the session.
Thank you, Sabnam Appa, for that introduction. And I would like to add something that Sabnam Appa did not say, and that is, this is DLeader's 8th anniversary, founding anniversary. So this convention is also a celebration of this anniversary. And I hope you will join us in moving forward with coaching and mentoring in Bangladesh through this event. I'm very scared, honestly, to introduce the first speaker because who doesn't know Mr. Kazi M. Ahmed? I don't think there is anybody who doesn't know him. Everyone knows him. The first person you think of when you talk about learning and development in Bangladesh is Mr. Kazi M. Ahmed. He is the CEO of Kazi Consultants. He's also the president of the Bangladesh Coaching Alliance, which was established earlier this year. He's also the founder and past president of the Bangladesh Organization of Learning and Development. It's also extremely famous, and it is the go-to place for learning and development, especially for personal skill development and professional skill development. So Kazi Bhai, and I would like to call him informally Kazi Bhai because I am also his student. He is an IFC master trainer, certified master trainer, and he's not only famous in Bangladesh. If you go into his LinkedIn profile, you will always see him traveling to different places across the globe, delivering his speeches, delivering his inspirational talks, and he's a globally recognized leadership coach. And we're very proud that he's from Bangladesh. And I think some of us can also say that because we know Kazi Bhai, we also know the rest of his network. And he is extremely engaging. I always look forward to listening to him, and I'm sure you will as well. So Kazi Bhai, please take the stage.
Wow, wow, wow. What an introduction. I probably never had this kind of introduction. Goes on to show that if you grow senior, some people would like to show respect. Whether I deserve it or not is another thing. Thank you. Thank you so very much. I forgot to ask, is it being recorded? Probably it is. I didn't check. Or is there a plan to record? Probably not. Okay. Here we are. I want to first use the term historic because DLeader and Sabnam and her team, we all together actually are making a very small but powerful historic moment we brought in. That's because in a country where coaching, well, mentoring is probably was there for a long time, but coaching is really, really not something we hear about so often. So that's why it is historic. And Shaila, you are right. It's actually last year when I thought we need to also do some programs from sessions related to coaching. And of course, Shabnam was one of the speakers of the first session. So was Shahriar, who probably is not here right now. Maybe he will join. Among the many programs, most recent one was probably a month back. Again, I mean, both I of course know Akhlaqur Rahman, Shohag and Shabnam both enthralled the audience. Why I say this? Because when the coaching related 80% in the room actually have no idea what coaching is. They're watching a magic show. They come to learn about coaching. That's the beauty. And as Shabna, we need to all work the whole idea. There's the whole idea also behind all gradually will grow bigger and bigger. Bangladesh Coaching Alliance, the organizations that work in coaching, we need to work together. And that has been happening since we established it. Although it was created by Kazi Consultant, just as this convention is organized by DLeader, we are together. That's the most important first part. In the remaining probably 8 minutes or so, what I want to do is I want to draw on the past, present, and future of coaching in the Bangladesh context, or rather in my own context. If you were to ask me, when did coaching came in my life? except for in the coaching center. Of course, we're not going to talk about that. I remember I received a phone call from NEA Shibli, our Shibli Bhai, who runs Pro Edge Associates, a thought leader in the HR space. He was working at that time at British Oxygen. Now it's called, of course, Linde. And they were looking for a trainer to coach from the MD, who's the Wali Rahman Bhuya, a very famous person who received awards from British government and all that, all the way to the supervisor. There were probably 250 people, and they were looking for a person to conduct training programs, half-day training programs for batch by batch, batch by batch. So apart from myself, there are two other senior, that time, it was 2005, I think. Yeah, 2005, exactly 20 years back. So that time, the Singapore office of BOC, because nobody in Bangladesh office knew what coaching was, or there was no practice, in my opinion, and I think that was the case all right. So I was taken an interview, so were two others were taken interview. And then finally, I was so happy that I got the assignment. But when I learned I have to do coaching, and of course, I said, I was careful. I said, I want to learn from you guys, what is it that you want to me to share with, from managing director, Wali Rahman Bhuya, to the supervisor. Fortunately, I was trained up. I was trained up on GROW model, not as a certification, which I did later. Many of you know, I did it in 2019, I think. Yeah, from this American organization called Inside Out Coaching that makes me a facilitator and leader as a coach, manager as a coach, and so on. So that's the starting point. Let's come forward. After 20 years, 2025, September 2025 rather, here I am, and as I'm looking at my clients right now, if it was 1%, 2% of my work was coaching, but from now until January, I can confidently tell, of course, over the years, I have done coaching for many companies, by now 10 plus multinational companies and fewer than 10 plus national companies. This is the opposite way, because the multinationals understand. So even recently, when Shahriar and I pitched at a multinational company that he would do the team coaching, I would do the individual coaching, that company didn't understand what team coaching was, and they actually didn't buy that. It's sad. Even now, this still exists. But anyway, that's a different topic. So now I claim to you, because I cannot divulge, I can share the names of the clients, but almost 30% of my income would come from the companies, MNCs, and some Bangladeshi companies I work with. They all wanted, because I do an assessment, they want one-on-one development because of the succession planning, mostly executive coaching, C-suite, and then of course leadership coaching, where it could be even middle management. I did not expect it, but I still give credit to the creation of Bangladesh Coaching Alliance, advertising it, asking people to attend. Maybe that works. So I need to tell my coaches here, you need to talk about it, and you're actually doing it. So when the clients wants references, take permission from your actual client. We don't have to talk here about our clients, but repeat customers you have, I have. So that's how things are playing out. I'm so happy that now I'm worried that, is it real? Worried because I am very used to conducting training program. Maybe that's my first, as a facilitator. And yet I know coaching is, what shall I say? With the coaching mindset that I have, the belief that people have so much potential, and that one-on-one that attention to create awareness, to create action, and then to create accountability, to say the least, it excites me. And I would say, I think my friends will also tell me happening. Of course, it started formally in 1995. One Mr. Leonard started in the US with 100 people. And of course, now I can see 122,000 people working as coaches. But in Bangladesh, it's just the beginning, of course. But fortunately, it's growing at a higher rate than what I see globally. So what's the future? I have something different to share with you. Different in the sense, as was mentioned here, there are certified coaches. I'm in one. I completed my course of PCC, and I can see 3 PCCs are now in Bangladesh. And with foreign PCCs, I don't know who's in Dhaka. So that would make more PCCs, professional certified coaches. But I kind of think there's so much potential for coaching. I'm getting tired of keeping one session on coaching in my leadership course and doing the demonstration. And then the observer in the room with 3 people fly on the wall exercises and so on. I'm thinking that, and I'm talking with my clients, Coach Kamrul has now a partner. He's pushing certified coach from it's a Canadian brand. All I'm to say in this is we need a Bangladeshi brand of coaching. And I would like to encourage you, those who want to be a coach training institute, and certainly Kazi Consultants is going to be one. And we have access to international organizations also. Of course, I'm not talking about ICF. 3 people fly on the wall exercises takes the price points too high. So we plan to early next year introduce a coaching product delivered in Bangla, of course, but keeping the essence, the best practices as much as possible of the ICF core competencies. So I thought I mentioned this because if you really, Shaila, mean that I'm passionate about this personal, professional development and learning and development, and I have some track records to prove that, the next is in the coaching space, a Bangladeshi product. Having said that, I'm all ears. I'll be listening to everyone and staying here. It's a lovely, lovely, historic day with the start. I know every year now we will have a convention with more and more people joining. Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kazi Bhai. I mean, wonderful words of encouragement. I think the challenges and the steep learning curve that coaches have had in Bangladesh so far, I see the silver lining already, and there's so much to look forward to right now. Thank you so much, and thank you for all the work that you're putting into the sector. Thank you for sharing your story. If you have any questions, please type them in the chat box and we will get back to everyone with regards to their answers. And there will be a session at the end where we will be answering questions informally as well. And so if it is okay, I would like to invite our next speaker today. And he is the first professional certified coach in Bangladesh. And it's an honor to introduce Mr. AKA Mahmoudul Haq. We know him as Taj Bhai. He likes to call himself, when he introduces himself, he calls himself Taj, of course. So Taj Bhai is currently the Senior HR Manager for South Asia and Africa. He's the Regional Head for Contour Brands Incorporated. And he's not only a global HR expert, but as I've said, he's also the first ICF accredited professional certified coach in Bangladesh. And he's also a DDI certified facilitator. So please look forward to the topic that he will be talking about as he tells us of how the power of observation works in coaching. Taj Bhai, please, if you would take the mic.
Thank you so much, Sharab. Thank you for having me here. It's really an honor for me to uh, join here with all the great people in front. Assalamu alaikum and very wonderful evening today. Thank you, Kazibhai, for enlightening the coaching aspect in Bangladesh, past, present, and future. And I cannot just more than agree with you. The potentials still haven't unfolded. So, so many things are there to move on. Coaching, my topic is though it's a bit of technical in coaching aspect, observations, but I'm sure we all are professionals here. It's not only in the coaching, but this topic is equally applies when we do our different activities, different job, different professions. For example, me as a professional, I'm in HR. Many of our participants are here, also HR professionals, or even different disciplines we work. But observations is something that we always need to do. It's not only in coaching, it's also for different aspects. So that's what my topic is today. I say that bit of technical, but I will try to make it light and how that interacts in coaching and how that help us as a coach, because probably what I can feel, coaching is more real-time communication that none other has. So if you communicate in an email, if you communicate in a meeting, you have time to pause, take a sit back, think, and then reply. But coaching doesn't. So you need to reply real time in a second based on the client's content, right? So you have no time to think, rather communicate, respond immediately. So that's why I feel it's so challenging and fun if we really know the process. So what happens in coaching conversation, right? We basically shift clients' desire from A to B, or maybe C or D, that client wants to reach, right? That's why clients come to coach with lots of issues, and then coach help that shift. So during this shifting from A to B or D or C, whatever clients desire, the journey is basically called transformation journey. You are transforming client from here to there, right? From unclear mind to a clear mind. So this journey is basically remind us to direct client's mind towards what possible and positive, right? So we help client to shift what is positive and possible for client. So this is how we add value in client's perspective. And of course, for that, we coaches must have one fundamental skill called observation. And this is so powerful because, as I mentioned, it's have no time to reply, right? Client is sitting in front of you. You cannot make a set of questions in front of you, because by this time, as Kazibhai mentioned, and also Sabnam Papa mentioned, that coaching is not a coaching center, but we already, some background noise is there so far. All right, thank you. So as we know that coaching means set of questions to ask to client to accelerate client's thinking level so that client can unlock, discover some new desire where they're client to go. But that perspective, it is important for coach to observe, right? So those we are coaches, we are very much connected here, but those are about to think as a coaching profession. This is something is really we need to keep in our mind. So because observation is an invisible process back of our mind, it happens at the same time when client keep sharing their story with us. So it's a real-time things happens, same time when client is talking, same time coaches are doing observations. So this skill, the finest skill can trigger the next question, what I should ask, what I will inquire for client to take it forward to the next. So that's why observation skills are really something that we need to acquire and we need to take it forward. And here is the big question. Who is responsible? Because when client come to a coach, client really don't know where to go, right? What they know the problem only. So they comes with scribble and messy content. So the story is very scattered. They know the bite size here, but they don't know the straight line. They don't see the straight line. So there is a big question that who is responsible to make sense of situation, because it is very important, and that's why the coaching conversation began. So when I'm saying sense, it is kind of Kajiba touched one time mindset, right? So coach actually during the coaching journey, coaching conversation, this mindset comes in a many ways in our mind. So sometimes it comes solutioning mindset. Sometimes it comes about bridging mindset. Sometimes it comes about resolving mindset. And sometimes it comes about learning mindset. So these observations really help us to pick what mindset I should push forward now. And that is required to uncover the client at this moment. So I can share some example here why these observations are so powerful. For example, sometimes client comes and say that, hey, I want to be a leader, right? Or I got a promotion, or I want to be a great communicator. Believe me, these are on surface. So a coach, if you start digging with this surface and asking questions, so that's a trap. Because client, this is not a client's desired information. And client don't know, because clients comes with a messy content, right? So when client talks about that, coach need to observe here. What is this information about? Because it's in a first layer of the observation. And if this is a situation that client is sharing with us, right? It's not that client's desire. So client is sharing a situation. So when we have a strong observations, we need to uncover here what is next, right? So when we start uncovering, not digging. Digging is a solutioning mindset. We need to uncover here. So that's a trap again. So observation skills will tell you that what you need to do, which mindset you should forward. Is it a solutioning mindset now, or you need to push forward learning mindset? So here, this is something we need to observe, and this is a surface. and it is in a layer 1. So we need to still go to the layer 2, where we need to push our learning mindset to uncover more, unfold more, and we need to give a space to client to unfold further. And when that moment happens, that's a layer 2 of the observations, which is experience, right? So client is sharing now experience in the situation. So that is what something you need to think deeper as a part of the observations layer, that you are in a layer 2 and you know now experience of the client. Now in this moment, if clients conversations are light, if clients problem is light, maybe you can start questioning from here, right? But if the content story is heavy, very personal, right? Then still you need to move further, uncover further, which still you need to go further down. So which means what I'm trying to say here, observations has different layers, and we need to learn those layers to observe the situation, observe the story, and then go layers after layer. And then when we go to the third layer, which is basically elements, right? Here, when we have experience, when we have situation, now the third layer will tell us the elements. And there you pick the elements. Hey, I hear three things. This, and this. Can you tell me more? What exactly he wants to do here? So these layers sometimes we miss in the observations, because our coaching experience is main target is we help our clients experiences deep and situational changes, aligning their moving them intention to action. So that's that intention, what they have inside. By our observations, we go deeper and then help client to pick that aha moment and then take it forward. And then they will feel the intent, oh, this was my intention. And then you help them to make it action. So I think that's all. I know it's a bit of technical, but hope this is helpful to understand a little bit about observations in coaching, and also not who are not a coach. We always observe, and how we can observe in the layer step by step, and then get to the real thing, do the right observations, and move forward. So I know time is short, time is up. So that's all from my side today. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you very much, Taj. That was, I felt like I had gone back to class. It was wonderful listening to the entire process. And I hope it also interests people who have joined us today who are non-coaches, and they're more interested in being coached and becoming coaches as well through what you've told us today.
Thank you.
So let's move on to our next speaker. And
Could you please check the
just a
text
second.
here?
Our next speaker is Mr. Shahriar Khan. He has joined us, and he, excuse me, he is the managing director of Game Changer Training and Consulting, and he's also extremely famous. I've been following him. In fact, I connected with him yesterday on LinkedIn, and I have been stalking his LinkedIn profile and learning all about his work, and I'm beyond impressed. So he has been in this business for a very long time and has served over 100 organizations across public, private, and nonprofit sectors, and not only in Bangladesh, but also
That's better. Okay. Thank you for your kind words, and thanks to Sabnam for inviting me. And it's a privilege, honor to be here. And it's really exciting to see all I have not been able to achieve, and many of you have achieved things that are still on my bucket list. So really pleased to be here, first of all. I have started in the accreditation recently, probably 3 years, 4 years now. Practitioner journey. So this was like 3 layers, foundation, and then practitioner, and then senior practitioner, which is EMCC accredited. And my topic is the power of team coaching. So I got into team coaching. That's an interesting story. During COVID, I was reading the books of Patrick Lencioni and his 5 dysfunctions of a team. And it resonated so strongly that I thought, wow, that's really great. And I wanted to go deeper. So that's, and that time somehow I came across Peter Hawkins and his systemic team coaching, signed up for that, and basically continued until I finished senior practitioner. So that's the journey on there. And even before I did that, I think I would say I took a coaching approach because it's been about 20 years in my career, and very early on, like since 2008, I was delivering sessions in front of very senior leaders. We had a training center in London where we would have people from different public sector organizations coming. And these are so senior leaders. I mean, to stand in front of them was like scary. I mean, so trace hike. Looking back, I think that worked well for me. So I had obviously trained the trainer and other things, and I would ask more questions than answer. And I remember one Pakistani secretary once said to my boss, why is he asking so many questions? He should answer. He's the trainer. And my boss told him that, no, this is the modern way of doing things, sort of asking more questions. So that's a bit on my career. In terms of power of team coaching, just want to share a quick story with an international team that I was coaching, Indonesia-based organization. Well, they're a global organization, but I was coaching the Indonesia country management team. And when we started, the team leader was very confident that he has got a high performing team, and he knows about high performing team and everything, all that. So we said, yeah, that's good. Yeah, we talk about high value creating team, which is something Peter Hawkins says is more, accurate, given that teams are like living organisms. So we started, and at that we explained what it is, and then we started the diagnostic, which included some assessment that his team members filled in, stakeholders filled in. We talked to some of the stakeholders, partner organization that they work with, and all that. So this included internal team and external partner organizations. And after, so we were 2 coaches, myself and another colleague from Spain. Both of us were doing it together. In team coaching, there is this concept of co-coaching, 2-person, 3-person teaming up. And after we showed the findings, it was very clear based on the findings that they are on a 3 on a scale of 1 to 5. And I could see a shift in him. It's like, oh, okay, we are not as great as we thought we are. So yeah, but it's not bad. We are on 3. So that was really powerful. I mean, I felt this guy, if I told him like, look, you have improvements to make in your team, he would probably had really hard time taking it from me. But now with the diagnostics, it was not even our observation. It was a diagnostic based on their stakeholders, what the system gave us in terms of data. And this was really powerful. And he had to kind of acknowledge that, because we didn't say it. I mean, it's the system, and we kind of found out and shared it. So the findings in systemic team coaching, we normally share it and basically look at it to see if anything surprises the team, or what resonates, what they want to focus on, and all that. And I think the reason I shared that story is that's not just one team leader. He's not really alone or a odd man out. So I think this is in terms of the power of team coaching. What I would say is that more leaders should look at in getting team coaches or team coaching, and it doesn't have to always be external team coaches. There are ways that team leaders can learn how to coach their team. And normally I invite the teams that I coach nowadays. What I do is I ask the team leader to say, come on, I mean, we're giving you an informal promotion, and that creates a question mark. And we explain that you are going to be a co-coach with me, which means you cannot answer anything. So the questions we ask, your team would have to answer, and you can only be here with me, and you would be the one to speak last. And also, if you see that the team is missing something, you can only ask questions, open questions, good question, curious questions, so that the team kind of have that insights themselves rather than you telling them the answer. And I think if we could even just do that shift in team leaders, that would be a great shift for most teams. Because like Mahmoud Bhai was saying earlier, most times leaders, most focus in terms of team intervention goes in there, which is, obviously is important, but which is more visible. That's why. But the other things get ignored. So this is really, fourth one is really connecting with all the stakeholders, like how you co-create value, beneficial value with and for your stakeholders. So that's what is defined as a high value creating team, a team that continuously generates beneficial value with and for their stakeholders. That means internal teams, that mean external teams, stockholders, investors, regulators, all basically working with them. So this is the fourth one. And at the center is the core learning, which means basically always focusing on how you can learn and continuously develop your team to become better in terms of what they do, always reviewing, checking, regularly, holding each other accountable, regularly looking at a stakeholder scenario, scanning a stakeholder scenario, talking about kind of expectation and how they are fulfilling those expectations and how they are not, probably. And when I think there are some clients here as well in audience. I mean, even in training, when we cover that, we get really great discoveries when we get two teams to role play. I mean, it's being a stakeholder to one another, and so many things come to the surface.
It's definitely an eye opener. There's so many things to talk about, to think about when it comes to team performance. I'd like to invite our next speaker. Her name is Shana Sultana, and I have been stalking her LinkedIn profile as well. Shana Zappa, I'm very sorry. Please forgive me. But I am so impressed. I am so happy to see that there is such a trailblazing female leader in Bangladesh. And I'm very proud to introduce you here today. So Ms. Shana Sultana is the CEO of Fins Alliance, and it focuses on risk management, ESG, and sustainable financing. What especially brings, what shall I say, warmth to my heart is when I see that she's very impassioned about, female empowerment and financial literacy through networking, mentoring, and knowledge sharing. So I'm ready to be blown away by Shana Zappa when she'll be talking to us about